Yo, so shit's going down in the Egghead arc. I can't count on my fingers how many times I've said that now, but it has remained true in the entire duration that I've been making One Piece content since, chapter 1079, the Kid Execution chapter. Rest in peace his poor soul. R.I.P. the Kid Pirates. Oh my god, I'm getting PTSD just thinking about it. But today, believe it or not, this is another discussion chapter. I'm going to be throwing a bunch of bullshit at the wall because I can't shut the fuck up about One Piece. But today I want to talk about what the fuck is going on with the Gorosei. Are they human? Are they not? Are they just snobby old rich guys? Who knows? And the reason that I bring all this up, the reason that my noodle is really stuck on this topic right now, is in chapter 1110, the Gorosei are introduced in a way that we've never really seen before. Typically, when we're introduced to a character, say like Kaido, for example, or something like that, it'd be like, Kaido, King of the Beasts, and some badass picture with a crazy-ass pose, and then he has his devil fruit, right under him or something like that. Like the Uo no Mi or whatever his devil fruit's called. The Gorosei didn't get anything like that. They were introduced in a pretty fucking eerie, wild, and wacky way. So instead of saying the devil fruit that they have or Saturn, the Gyuki no Mi, something like that, it says the yokai that they represent, like Saint J. Garcia Saturn, the Gyuki, not like the Gyuki no Mi, just the Gyuki. That'd be like saying Kaido is the Azure Dragon. And now that I'm comparing the two, the Gorosei are addressed in a very similar way that the Gorosei address Luffy. The Gorosei pretty much strictly refer to Luffy as Nika. They don't call him Straw Hat Luffy. I mean, they have a few times, I'm pretty sure. But recently, they've only called him Nika. Whenever they see him, they're like, fuck, it's Nika again. So maybe it's a similar situation to that. Who really knows? Or maybe since Luffy's fruit is based off of a real-life figure, maybe the Gorosei are real-life figures that devil fruits can be based off of. Like, what if there is a Gyuki no Mi that exists that's based off of Saturn? I did say something similar to this with Kuma. Like, if Kuma dies, there might be a devil fruit someday that pops up that's like the Kuma no Mi, and it's like a zone fruit. They inherit the will of Kuma because he was like a joy boy type of guy because he was a fucking saint. I love Kuma. Also, I want to point something out that I didn't see anybody point out. So in chapter 1109, when chapter spawns in all the other Gorosei with that crazy ass panel with Luffy and Saturn and all the Gorosei coming in, Luffy is the sun god, obviously, so he's the sun in this situation. All the Gorosei spawn in around him because he's the sun, and they're the planets. It's like the whole solar system, And that got my little noodle thinking, who's the moon? Or is there even a moon in this situation to begin with? I'm under the belief right now that Blackbeard is the moon and Emu is the sea, because Emu backwards is Umi, obviously, everybody knows that. And Emu is very similar to the Umibozu yokai, which is like a sea kind of yokai. And he looks pretty fucking close to what we have of Emu right now, or at least the silhouette of Emu, which we think is the silhouette of Emu. What if Emu is just this silhouette? Like, he doesn't have like a texture, he doesn't have skin, he's just a black figure. Would that piss you off? I think that pissed me off a little bit. But he just looks very similar to that. Even like the big forms that Emu takes on in the Sabo encounter look a lot like the Umibozu. So anyway, back to the Gorosei. I went on a little tangent there. Well, the Gorosei even human to begin with? Is Emu some kind of real devil that gave them these powers and turned them into demons? And honestly, with what we have right now, I'd have to say yes. Some of the Gorosei have scars. Like, we haven't seen them take any damage at all in the fights we've seen them in. Like, way back in God Valley, when we saw Saturn, he still had the same scars. He looked the exact same, and he hasn't taken any damage since then. So I feel like he is human. He was capable of taking damage at some point, maybe like 800 years ago or something, but he isn't anymore because he has this weird immortality power that Emu could have gave him. So I would say they were normal people to begin with, which is how they got these scars. Then Emu. Okay, Emu could be like a genuine, full-on devil that gave them these powers, which are pretty similar to devil fruits. They even have like the clouds around them when they turn into their zone forms or whatever. I don't even think we can call them zone forms. It just could be their true forms, which are pretty similar to devil fruits. And much like zone devil fruits, it could make them take on the characteristics of the yokai that they were assigned to or that they represent. So at their core, the Gorosei are human, but the will of their power makes them behave this way, makes them want to do these horrible things because the Gyuki is like a fucked up demon, So that's why Saturn behaves this way. Plus, I think anybody in that position of power and has immortality will develop some kind of superiority complex. It's only human, really. But yeah, no, that's about it. That's just another discussion video in the books. Next week will probably be the same thing as well, because, I fucking love these. I think next week I'm probably going to be talking about Joy Boy's crew or something like that because of the big giant, But, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, but